Welcome to Lifeliqe. Lifeliqe is an online educational app full of visual content used mostly for science learning. In this video tutorial, I would like to show you where to find it, how to use it, and finally give you some tips. How can Lifeliqe help you with distance learning? So first, I will begin with finding Lifeliqe on the internet. You just simply type online.lifelike.com in your browser, and the principal page will pop you out. Here you have two basic options. First, if you don't have your account, you can create it in the section on the right. So I will begin with these steps. You can use your Google account or Microsoft account, or just simply create a completely new one. You can enter your email address, confirm it, and type your password, and you have to agree with license agreement. Well, I have already my account, so I go back to sign in. And once you get your credentials, you just simply enter them here and access the app. For example, I use my G Suite account, so I access the app via my Google account. This is me. And now I am in the app. Lifeliqe is divided principally in three basic sections. The first one is called Interactive 3D. Here you can find all the interactive stuff we have in our app. It's divided into libraries by topic. So we have here some human biology, animal biology, plant biology, dinosaurs, and then physics, chemistry, geology, astronomy, some geometry from mathematics, and some models from culture, mostly architecture, history, and so on. Well, later I will speak about which types of contents we have in our app. Now let's look on the other section. It's called Curriculum and Professional Development, and here you can find plenty of made lessons, lesson plans, activities, and similar stuff, but all of it using our interactive content. I can open one of them to give you an example. For example, this one. It's like a small internet learning book which contains our models in 3D, so you can observe them even directly in the book. So it works like that, and it's pretty complete, so you can use all our curricula to use them in your classes, with your students, in your lessons, depending on the topic you like or you consider interesting. Yeah, as I said, we have complete teacher curricula for life science, earth and space science, and physical science for middle school, and also physics, biology, and chemistry for high school. A part of the complete curricula, we have also student courses, which work like student workbooks for the same topics. So again, we have three big student courses for biology, physics, and chemistry for high school, fully aligned with the teacher courses. And apart of all those lesson plans, we have also some independent ones, which you can use wherever you want. So there are many options how to use our curricula. We have also a professional development section, where you can find out how to use better our content for teaching and how to take advantage of all the power which our interactive content has. So we have, for each of the basic courses, we have different professional development, so you can improve in the use of our app here. Finally, all the lessons can be sorted out by this filter, so you can search for them based on subject you look for, or grade or standards. We are aligned with NGSS and Common Core standards. So all of this stuff is available in the curriculum and professional development section. And the last section is my library, where you can find your last used lesson plans, last used 3D models, and also your favorite content. So again, favorite lesson plans and favorite 3D models. Okay, I will get back to the interactive 3D. And now I will explain you the basic functions of the upper panel, which we have here in the upper part of the app. So on the left, we have a menu with all the principal categories of the app. So again, the libraries of models and the 3 basic parts of the app. On the right, you have Lifeliqe icon. So if you click on it, you get always back to the principal page of the app. Then in the center, you have search field for searching for content you look for. And on the right, you can change your language option. So the app is available in different languages like Spanish, Dutch, Russian, Chinese, German, French, and much more. Then you have here your favorite content. And finally, on the right, you have a user section where you can find my account. And here, if you get our license key, you can enter it to activate the app. So I can click on enter a license key, type it here, for example, A, B, C, D, E, F, and submit it. And after it, all the content of the app unlocks. So I go back to the principal page. And now I would like to show you what are the basic types of our content. So first, I can open some 3D model, some static 3D model. For example, right now, the reason why all the people are at home, and it's coronavirus. So this is a typical example of 3D model. So you can spin it, you can zoom in and out, you can move it, but it doesn't move by itself. So this was static 3D model from Human Biology Library. Now I can go to other library. For example, I can open some animal, like this beautiful shrimp. And this is a typical example of animated 3D model. You can see how the shrimp moves. Again, I can spin it. And the advantage that it has the play bar here down, so I can pause it and play it again. So this is the animated 3D model. Then special content, which we have in Lifeliqe, are so-called microscopic zooms. I can find some in plant biology library. For example, the thing which all of us know is black pepper. Microscopic zooms are basically photographies on a microscopic scale, which can show you the inner structure of all the materials or tissues. So you can observe the same thing like in microscopes, but all of it you have in your online app. So there is no need to go to laboratories with your students to show them all of this wonder of micro world. Yeah, this content is special because you cannot find it nowhere else. So that's why Lifeliqe is so powerful for learning. Apart of microscopic zooms and 3D models, we have also some educational videos. I can show you them in chemistry library. We actually don't specialize on videos, so we have just a couple of them, and they are mostly videos of some danger chemical experiments which are costly or dangerous or just difficult to do in the school. So, for example, like this explosion. Yeah. So we've just added some of the videos to the app, but obviously because of YouTube and other educational channels, we didn't specialize on that. So those were the educational videos. And finally, I can show you the last type of content we have, and it will be in geometry, so-called paper crafts. It's basically some paper cut which you can print and give it to your students so that they can cut it and make their own cube or some other geometrical object. Yeah. So those were the basic types of our content, and now I could show you what are the functions of each of the models. So for now I can choose something from the physics app, physics library, for example, and I can open, for example, a Galilean telescope model. So this is a typical example of a static 3D model. So I showed you that I can spin it, zoom in and out, move it. And now the basic functions. On the left, we have the parts of the model. There is a list of items which you can highlight in each of the models. When I click on them, something happens or something highlights. So right now I've chosen focusing screw mechanism, so it shows me where it is and how does it work. Or for example, I can click on this big part, like on the menu part, which is called telescope diagram, and it shows me how does it actually work, how is it possible to see all the things bigger in telescopes. Yeah, I can highlight the parts of the telescope and so on. When I click away, it again gets to the original state. Yeah. Then I can hide all the names of description, so it's for example good for examining the students or to doing some repass of the topic, and I can again show them so they can see again all the description here. Okay, then in the bottom panel I have a couple of other functions. The first one is called introduction, and when I click on it, there appears on the side panel some description of the model, so it's some theory about it. Then I have a language function which allows me to change languages of the model, so I can have it for now, for example, in French, then change it back. Or there is also a practical feature which is called bilingual option, and thanks to it I can have the description in both languages. For example, right now I choose English and Spanish, and you can see that all the description is in two languages. So for now I choose none to have it just in English and continue with the features. The next one is called related, and those models are basically the closest models to the topic of Galilean telescope, so some lenses, microscope, camera and so on. So it's useful to find other related content. Then I have here share options. About it I will speak a little bit more later when I will show you some practical tips about the using of the app. And the last part is augmented reality, and I think all of you know it because it's kind of common right now. So it basically means that I can show you the models in my real world, so it's me. I just choose the saving option and then I can take photos with the model in my real world. So like I can take the screenshot and it's saved to my computer. So that's it. And now I can say you a little bit more about the sharing of the models. So basically the share function is divided into two basic sections. The first one is called link. Thanks to the link, I can first copy the link which leads to the model. So now I've copied it to Clipboard and just share it anywhere I wish. For example, I open a text document and I can paste it by Ctrl V. So I have the link to the model. So when I click on it, it should pop out again in the browser. Well, yeah, let's see. It's important to say that in this option, the person who are you sharing the link to has to have the access to Lifeliqe app. So he has to have his own credentials. But no worries, because if she or he doesn't have it, there is another option which is called Generate Student Access. And if you click on it, you can share the model simply with your students, even without having the access to it. So you can share it via QR code. So students just scan the QR code and the model pops out in their cell phones. Or you just copy the link again, or you can give them an access code, which you later introduce on this page, which is called online.lifelike.com/student. And here they can enter the code and just press join, and they will see the model. It's important to say that in this occasion they will see just this model and nothing else, so they cannot see the rest of the app. And to get back, we have other options, and this is direct sharing to Google Classroom. So for those of you who use Google Classroom, just make a simple click on it and the integration opens. So you can directly share the model to any of your classrooms. So you can just choose the class. In my case, it's Lifeliqe Bet, for example. I choose the action, create material. I press go. I can type, for example, look what a beautiful model, and post it. So that simple as posting it to your Google Classroom. I can view it again. So that was Google Classroom. And the same with Microsoft Teams. For those of you who use Microsoft products, just press Microsoft Teams and you will be able to share it directly to Microsoft Teams. So again, I can search for some class, for example, physics, like that, because it's lines, so physics, and just press share, and it's done. So that simple is sharing to the models. And now I can tell you more about sharing screenshots. We have here basically two options. The first one is sharing screenshot with the color in the background. So I just press it. For example, I can spin the model in the way I like and make all those screenshots, and then I can save them on Google Drive, or I can just download the images to my computer or to my device. Well, for example, I took this image 2 times, so I don't like one of them, so I simply click on it and it disappears. So just by a simple click like that, you can delete the images you don't like. So I want to save this image on my Google Drive, so I press it, and it wants me to choose on which drive because I have several accounts. So for example, this one. And right now I can have a look on it. So I go to my drive, and I can see here a folder called Lifelike Images. So when I open it, I can see all the images I made in the Lifelike app. So here you can see the telescope. Okay, and the other option is to do transparent screenshots. So when I make it, or even screenshots of the parts, so I can just make it like that and download it to my computer. For example, I download my images to my desktop, so I can check my desktop where it is. Don't save. Yeah, and it's right here, so I can just cut it and insert it to my presentation. I will call my presentation telescope and insert it to the next slide. And then I can write here some more text. I can draw on my image. I can do whatever I wish. So the options are many. So, and once we are in PowerPoint, I could show you also a really useful feature for sharing our models to PowerPoint products. And it's called sharing videos with 3D models. So first I add a new slide where I want to insert my video, and then I have to prepare the model which I want to record in the Lifeliqe app. So for example, I want to record a video of some beautiful model, for example, salivary glands. So I have to prepare it in the way I like this. And then I go to PowerPoint. I have the slide where I want to insert a video, and then choose the option, or choose the card Insert. And here on the right, I can see the option Screen Recording. I press it, and it immediately changes me to the last opened window. That's why it's so important to have the model already prepared. Now, it wants me to select the area I want to record, so I do it like this. And when I am ready, when I'm okay with the area which I want to record, I can just press record, and countdown begins. And now the recording is running, so I can do with the model whatever I want, give some explication, even highlight its parts, so everything will be perfectly seen. And when I want to finish my video, I just go up on my screen and press the stop button, and the video automatically inserts in my presentation. So I can play it, and you can see that the quality is really good. So it's a great feature of PowerPoint application, which can be combined perfectly with Lifeliqe app. And speaking about the videos, we can also have a look on how to use augmented reality videos in teaching or for teaching. So I again press this button on the bar of the Lifeliqe app, and the camera opens, so I can make a lovely educational video with this 3D model. So I just press record video, and I can also begin explication, speak about the model and whatever. Students love it, so they can make their own educational video, publish it on YouTube, and or do it as a homework or as a part of some project. So it's also a lovely feature for every student. So my video is ready, so I can download it. You can see it here, and then insert it wherever I want. So that was recording videos with Lifeliqe. So I think from my part it was all. So I hope you liked it, and we will be happy if you share us your experiences with using Lifeliqe, your classroom tips, your opinions, or the activities you made with our models. So we'll be happy to receive your feedback, and I would like to wish you a lot of luck with using our app in your classes.